Solubility, take three. Uh, Solubility stems from your knowledge of nomenclature. So, for instance, you have sodium, hang on, sodium, which is a metal, and you have chlorine, which is a nonmetal. These like to be cations and anions, so what we have is a sodium cation and a chlorine anion. And those come together to make a compound called sodium chloride. Well, if we drop sodium chloride into water, we say it's aqueous. Now, the misconception is we think that sodium chloride floats around in water as a compound, sodium and chlorine put together. But that's not true. The way it works is you can go to the salts and solubility in your materials page and load up this PhET model. If we take salt and we shake it into water, what happens is the sodium cations and the chloride anions break apart. And that's what sodium chloride aqueous looks like. Now, if I keep shaking it, I can add more and more. And of course, the question is, how much sodium chloride can I add? Well, for sodium chloride, it's quite soluble. You can add quite a bit. And at some point, it becomes supersaturated. We won't be able to dissolve more sodium chloride. So how could we dissolve more sodium chloride? Well, I could add more water, right? I could try and take out salt, but that's difficult. One other thing that's interesting, if I added heat, if I heated up this solution, I could make more sodium chloride dissolve. All right, so as I heat the solution, I would break these apart and add more energy. But that's what sodium chloride aqueous looks like. Now, if I have a salt that is not soluble, and I'm just cranking this up here, and I'm saying, let's just put this at 100, and I dumped, what just happened? Oh, hang on, 2 minus 2, and 100, and 100, that's kind of crazy. This is what a salt may look like that's not really soluble. We'd have crystals all over the place. These are like the solutions that you saw back in the lab. You can check the solubility table on the wall to check your observations. A couple of your ionic compounds aren't soluble, so when I look at the wall over there, I see group 1 sodium compounds. They're mostly soluble, versus the group 2 or transition metals, there's quite a few that are insoluble. So you can check your observations and see if what you got in the lab is correct with what people predict. Thank you very much. That's the end.